So we're back in open session now to update the situation at the Page School. And
that's Gary's tomorrow.
yes, Mr. Bill, this information just came in.
I would like, can we just ask for an update?
Yeah.
You know, that's from him.
It's the last one from him at the top.
This is the one Mary just gave.
Yes.
We don't have the letter with us. So just as a little bit of background, in the remediation of the flooring last week, on removing some of the tile that had been placed approximately 4 or 5 years ago with the Okay, we'll start that over. So, an update on, just a little background on what's happening at the Page School. So, last week in the remediation, the contractor was removing a new layer of tile that had been placed in the offices area of the Page School, and on removing that layer of tile, an additional layer of tile that was under the old, if people remember the old Page School, under the old gymnasium cafeteria area, and a few pieces of that came up with the new tile, which was above it, and the contractor was concerned that some of that material, the underneath layer, might have contained asbestos. And so the adhesive, right, potentially. And additionally, there's another room, a storage room on the same level that there was a partition between that had been placed, and that was taken down in the remediation. And in the same area, there was a concern again of a small area that had the potential for asbestos-containing materials in that section of the flooring. So, for all of those reasons, we determined that until we could do air quality testing and testing of the materials themselves, that it would be only prudent for the workers and for anyone else entering the building, that we had to do the testing before we could determine whether any of the construction should be continued on that building. So we've had several different tests done, air quality tests, tests of the material, and the board has just got this 5 minutes ago. We haven't even had a chance to look at it. This came in late this afternoon, so we will update you on that. Mr. Bill can give us the results of the tests that have been carried out to date.
I'd actually like
Go ahead.
Like an update.
Okay.
So that's a good summary. So we left. We had water damage from a broke pipe at the Page, obviously, and now we're at this process. So I would kind of, we were on a schedule, a hopeful schedule to be able to open after February vacation, and I would just like to, get an update from you of how we stand now, as best as you can, because I know there's a lot of moving parts.
As you all know, we were on schedule for it to open up right after vacation. During the process, the jester came out and noticed that tiles in the new office were pretty well, had big gouges in them, so they offered to replace them all. So several of us were there and we agreed, sure, go ahead, if you want to pay for it, go ahead. But in the process of the tile company working on that, they had pulled up some of the old stuff underneath, and at that time, it was didn't look like it could be possibly asbestos, so we stopped them from working, and the insurance company brought a asbestos tester in and tested it. We got those results back, and they were pretty much negative. But the adjuster wasn't happy. It said there was traces, it could be traces, so they ordered another test. So right after that, the school came to me and said they've removed their personnel because it potentially could be a some track and whatever asbestos particles, so they felt they should probably not be in the school. So they made the decision to take all that people out of school, which was only 2 custodians, place them elsewhere. They put the school in lockdown, and, evacuate everybody from the school. So we decided that as a town to do the same thing with the workers working there until we get the air tested.
We got that recommendation from our Board of Health.
Correct. We got that from Board of Health, and
Health
we followed
agent.
suit with the school just to be careful.
Correct.
So I had them come in the next day. Luckily, was able to get somebody. They tested the 2 areas that were mainly affected. They both.
This was Thursday, okay. No, Thursday was when we decided to
Thursday,
stop
Friday,
everything,
they
yeah.
came in Friday morning and did 2 tests. One in the office area, one in the meeting room storage area combination. Used to be a wall there, now it isn't there. So both those tests came back negative. We were well within the limits of, it was basically nothing there. So I thought, just to be cautious, we'd test the rest of the school, because I know people were anxious to get back in the gym, and we're anxious to get the workers back there to work. So
Excuse me, test where?
Hold on, one second. One second. Can you just let them, and then if you have any questions, we'll answer those too?
In the interest of time here, I really want to start back where we heard about mold. So the misinformation has been spelling. We should probably just start at the very beginning and then move forward.
Well, if you have any specific, hold on, sir. I don't mean to be rude, but this is our meeting, okay? So
This is my town.
Yep, and this is the first time we're hearing this,
Yeah.
so it would be good for him to be able to explain to us, and then if you have any questions, we'll answer them and we'll go over them again. But this is new material that's
This is the
pertinent.
first time you folks have heard this.
Exactly, yeah, some of it, yeah.
almost done. We can go back to the.
I mean, yeah, no, he's almost done. This is the first time, and
I'm just
in
trying to get
case
from you.
we had,
Okay,
we have this meeting on, so in case this new information which just came in, as we were sitting here,
Yeah.
came in tonight, in case you have to vote on anything, so we have to be, we want to know where we're at, any
You guys have already
recommendations.
shut the school down until the end of, you guys are pretty much throwing the white flags up, haven't you?
No, sir.
That last email I saw, you said we're not going back after February vacation.
We're trying to talk about it right
That
now.
wasn't us.
That wasn't us.
The superintendent. That had nothing to do
We're
with
hearing
us.
misinformation, so.
Yes, you are.
I would agree with that.
we're trying to
Okay.
Yes, you are.
spew the information out, okay.
I don't know.
So what happened,
So I had testing done this morning, 6 tests actually, 1 in the gym, 1 in the cafeteria, and 1 in the 4 hallways, bottom level all the way up to the top.
This morning.
This morning, we just got the results from that, they all come back the same way negative.
So that you got the tests from this morning, right? Okay.
Okay.
So we're still waiting back on asbestos testing from 2 different people that are testing them, so we don't have those results back yet.
Who is that? Who do we not have results from?
We don't have the one back from the insurance company and the one that we're conducting.
Okay.
The school.
Environmental company.
The school. School.
We got the school, we have it.
so this is what we,
One little test and it came back is traces in the office and none in the other one.
So what we have is air quality testing from 6 different areas in the building. It just, so people listening at home, so that if they know anything about the building. So we've got on the 3rd floor hallway, east end, so they're near the entrance to room 327. I'm just listing the areas. A 2nd floor hallway opposite room 203. 1st floor hallway opposite room 124. Air quality sample on the basement floor hallway next to the stairs leading to the new gymnasium. Another sample was taken on the inside the cafeteria. It's near the south wall and near the entrance to the boys' bathroom. And a final sample was taken actually inside the gymnasium in the center of it. So my next question is the concentration of fibers are noted to be all pretty much exactly the same, 0.06 or so 0.006 fibers per cubic centimeter. So I'm not a air quality analyst. I would like to know what
What's that mean?
What does that mean?
Well, did you get the cover letter? The cover letter.
We haven't had a chance to look at that. No.
That actually explains.
Okay.
Yeah, it explains about it.
Okay.
That number is well way under.
It's 0.01.
Okay, so now.
Okay. Okay.
So what is our plan
There's a
right now? What's our plan?
The plan right now is to get the rest of these samples back for the asbestos. Whatever we need to do, the insurance company has got somebody that can abate. What that means is we either, if we had to take more up and clean it, it's one thing, but we're gonna try to clean up all the loose stuff, vacuum it, and then hopefully we can seal it and go over everything.
Like we did
That's
before.
like the whole school, the whole building's there.
Mhm.
And one of the other emails, results, the first test we did Friday, he sent it back, I sent it to you earlier today. Suggested that, the school has a HERA report, calls for them to periodically keep a vacuum.
The building.
The building.
This is for people who don't know it. This report is something that a plan that all schools have to have, and so there's an ongoing necessary maintenance that the district should carry
You
out.
want to explain that, Mike? The HERA stuff. Just the federal government requires that all local educational people have this particular plan in place, which they do have a plan in place. With regard to asbestos. It's a federal thing. Every city and town has it across the country. And the educational portion, that means the district, is responsible to have a plan in place if something like this happens. That's why in their plan, but what Gary's saying, and maintenance.
ongoing,
And
yeah,
ongoing
yeah.
maintenance.
So regardless of this had happened, you're saying like ongoing maintenance, regardless if there had been a leak and an incident and all that, like they should periodically check for asbestos, is that what you're saying?
No,
vac it,
so there's
yeah,
not particles, it's an old building.
with special filtered vacuums, yeah.
Okay, so I asked him today, the hygienist, can we open up the gym and the cafeteria and start working in the school? He said, I don't see any reason why not. And then that letter mentions if people are uncomfortable with it, keep a vacuum areas. You don't have to do anything. You can move back. Is he going to give you a sworn statement and say it is? No, he's just telling you.
That it's safe. It's safe with the information
The
that he
test
has.
says there's nothing to really give a report about.
This test, that the information that they tested today, it's a safe building and they can go back into the gym. But obviously not the places that the tiles are up right now, we have to take care of that. But if we
Separate them off.
and we separate them off, that the programs that have been moved around can still go
Right.
back in the gym and the
So
cafeteria.
going forward, Paul Savigny called Greg Hammond today, they talked today.
Mhm.
He asked him about his heap of vacuum or periodic, whatever he's doing.
Mhm.
He says, most of the vacuums they have are heap of vacuums, they do it every day, basically, whenever they vacuum, they're all set up to do that, and suppose they have 2 or 3 people on staff that can do that. So most all their vacuum, they're using heap of vacuums all the time.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Okay.
So my recommendation would be maybe send something to school, if they wanna use the gym, they could use the gym, and, if they feel uncomfortable, have the school just vacuum.
So there's 2 things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about that, to try to see if some programs can go back in there.
Yeah.
And then, do you have any idea on when we can start reconstructing that school so we can get the kids back in?
So if you say go ahead, we can do it probably Wednesday. Same thing for that. Just vacuum it up, put some, resin paper over the areas, as soon as we can get somebody into a bait, we can abate.
So we can start working on other parts of the building
Yeah.
and get those
simultaneously,
That's,
yeah.
that's my
Simultaneously.
understanding what he said. You're gonna get a report saying that? Probably not. They're not gonna go on the limb, because like he says in the thing, things can change there. But in that particular area of the gym, I can't say how anything can change here if you just keep everybody separate.
And that would be the I'm not gonna have you speak for him, but that would be the recommendation from Paul Savigny. We can check with him tomorrow also, but
Yeah,
He
I would check with him also, and, as far as them going back in the gym, that would be up to the school, or if they want to let it in, we can say, go ahead, but we can't, it's up to them to decide who.
They organize what's going on in there anyway, yeah.
do you have any questions, Mike? You have any questions?
Nope.
So like I said, the insurance has got somebody they work with to do it. As soon as we get all the results back, they're gonna get right on it, and we wanna keep working. and get-
So for somebody who says, when is my kid going to be back in there, because I'm tired of driving to Merrimack and I have to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and my kid's on a bus for an hour and a half, we're gonna say to them, I'm sorry, we don't have the time, sit tight, hopefully we can get back on a construction schedule when this is taken care of. And we're gonna ask our construction people to give us an updated construction
Right, hopefully in a week or so, we'll have all the answers to that abatement thing, and once that's out of the way, then it's going forward.
I mean, it
with that part of
it all boils down to the abatement, really, for the timeline, right?
No, because we're gonna start working hopefully
On-
back on
on those
Wednesday.
issues, we got the other issues the superintendent brought up.
Okay, 1 second, sir. If you could use a microphone, that would be great.
Sure. It's not for us, it's
not
just
for
for the
us, it's
people
just
at
for
home,
people
yeah,
at home.
okay.
Could you make sure it's on?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
There'll be a red, green
Just
light.
give your name too.
Yep, Mitch Solkovitz.
No. Yeah.
How's that? You guys hear me fine?
Little
further.
Yeah, fine?
Li- Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just.
I don't think we have a problem gonna hear you.
No, that's fine. So I have been working in the construction management industry, so long story short, it's pretty clear cut, like you abate in the area. So I'm not sure, I don't have a floor plan exactly where the water leak took place. But if it's concentrated, let's just say for conversation's sake, it was this area here. You got a bunch of floor tile that was got wet, right? The mass underneath the floor tile, the glue. That's non-friable. There's not a concern about
That's
that. You
correct.
still have to run your air samples. Now, you're hygienist, you work for an environmental firm.
No, I've worked for the town, I'm the.
So you're overseeing the construction GC.
Correct.
Okay. So you should be asking them, just for starters, a schedule, right? A 3-week schedule. Hey, like this whole week.
Which we do, which
But
we
hold
gave.
on. What I'm hearing is, well, we're gonna see in another week about the abatement, and then we're gonna address it. No. You should know right now. Put a 3-week look ahead, and you should know exactly where you're gonna be. Your hygienist, after that area gets abated, he runs a clearance center. If that parts per million is below the threshold limit, it's clear. There's no issue.
Sir, we're waiting for some tests to come back.
So
That's what, before
No,
we
I
can go
understand that. I understand that, but-
before that, we're waiting for that,
Yeah.
which he said, he's hoping that we're gonna get it. We're waiting for the samples to come back, so then our guy can tell us what that plan's going to be.
Okay,
Then we'll have a schedule.
but you should have a, you know, a plan A, whether, if those samples come back negative, then you know you're gonna go down this road, right? And if that doesn't happen, you're gonna go down this road, so you still have some construction to do, I suspect, right?
That's right.
You have walls to build, the last I heard was plaster was going on and walls were being painted.
That's
That's what we heard from the superintendent.
Well, they're all done.
But that's true.
Okay, so, maybe I'm just missing something, like,
What are you missing?
are we in a different level here? Because we were just told it was one little area on the basement.
Hold on, sir, hold on. I don't know, okay. I want you to understand,
Yeah.
okay? Up on the I don't know if you, are you familiar with the school? Have you been in the school?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on the first grade floor and the
Okay.
kindergarten floor,
Yeah.
they're both the same,
Okay,
okay?
Yeah.
In the boys' bathroom,
yeah,
okay, above a suspended ceiling,
Yep.
something blew open. It froze a elbow of a sprinkler pipe,
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Which then burst,
yeah,
which then sends the pump down in the basement to start pumping like a son of a gun because and then sets off the alarm
Right.
for our fire department.
Yep.
Okay? By the time our fire department got there, we had water in the office this much.
okay.
So that's
Yeah.
okay. Then it came through the floors.
Yeah.
It ruined the German room. It ruined the room behind. So this was major
Sure.
destruction.
Sure.
Because that thing was pumping. I forget how many gallons a minute
Right.
that thing's rated for.
Yeah.
So it flooded. You're in the office.
Right.
That's on another floor.
Yeah.
It came through and went down the stairwells like a waterfall.
Yep.
And you have on that floor that was it.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So you have to understand about the asbestos portion of it, okay? We went there, and we were there doing one of those construction schedule meetings that you said, which we had one,
Yeah.
to make sure we were gonna get an update, to make sure they were gonna hold true to that.
Okay.
The adjuster from the insurance company was there and said, this tile in the office is, you should replace this. It's all gouged and stuff like that. So we said, okay, is that going to slow down the construction portion of it? Because we want our kids back.
Sure.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So then, when the GC got his flooring guy in there
Yeah.
and started taking up the new tiles,
Right.
because that's all part of that new construction we did,
Yep.
right? They popped up a tile underneath.
I heard him.
Yeah, and that's
Yep.
a very limited area of
Absolutely.
that.
Yep.
But because of potential asbestos, you being in the field,
Yeah.
there's
You tested,
protocols,
yeah.
your protocols that you have to follow.
Yeah.
So, in part of that HERA federal plan is that the school district adheres to, says they want to evacuate the building and not have everybody in there. That's part of their plan until they get testing done to see what they really have.
Okay.
So that's what we're in the portion of it now. So some of the testing's coming back, right?
Yeah.
So then we can now we got the safety testing back, so now we can get our people back in the building.
Okay.
Isolate that
Sure.
area of the asbestos, right?
Yeah.
And then wait for the test to come back and figure out how we're doing that, but simultaneously work on the next floor and stuff like
And this
that.
happened
Yeah.
after 70% of the workers in the everything had been demoed, the insulation's put back in, the drywall's off, the walls are all painted.
Right.
This happened after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's not friable asset. I mean,
Well, we understand too, but
No, I understand. All I'm saying, at the end of the day, I appreciate that, Glenn. Next time, right, maybe you should tell the school or someone, what you just explained, if you had put that into an email, and we all got that information, I'd have been happy.
The other thing is,
Hold on.
Okay.
Instead, we get these emails that say, well, we found some non-friable as potential asbestos, and we think we have to close the schools, and, like, it was sort of like,
It seemed like they're not going back.
yeah, so all I'm saying is just maybe be a
We have
little
no
more
control.
detail with your email, that's all.
Well, his
Just-
communication's poor. all the
Yeah,
time.
it's just horrible, so, listen, I'm not here down here to bust your chops, trust me, I'm
No,
not.
no.
I understand the industry,
Okay.
but all I'm saying is,
We're
just
very
communicate
cognizant.
a little clearer, that's all.
Yeah, well, no.
Well, whoever that is,
Okay, yeah, call me.
yeah,
I'll give you my cell phone number.
Yeah.
We can't control another entity. We're agreeing with you on that.
okay,
We're agreeing with you
awesome.
100% because the mold issue,
Yeah, what was that?
okay,
That's what
when
we
you
heard
brought
initially.
up, was not an issue, okay? Our own health department
Right.
said it
Yeah,
wasn't an
exactly.
issue,
I know.
okay?
Yep.
So that was something that we had no control over, that became a driving force
The word gets out there. It was this big. It was this big an area.
Outside the boys' bathroom where you wash the floors all the time, and it was all encapsulated. It wasn't like it was airborne.
It probably was there for 30 years. Yeah.
But see, the problem, and this school has been tested more now than it's ever. We've even had the guy from the State Department of Health. He's come out twice and tested everything and went through everything, the air quality, and tested stuff and given us some recommendations and so forth.
And mold is irrelevant. Yeah.
And mold is irrelevant. He said absolutely not.
Yeah, so I'm with you. So we got a week until February vacation, right? Next week from today.
But see, hold on for 1 second.
So
I want to tell you that too, right? That was not a date that was set by us. That was something from a meeting that all of a sudden came from the district office, and all of a sudden, we got to close in February vacation. Our own people were going, where'd you get that from? No, they had a plan to open up that Monday.
No, we did. We did.
No,
No,
the
they.
superintendent, yes, the principal, the building, Greg Haddon and Paul Savigny, I don't know, were you part of that meeting? They walked around that building, okay? So it happened on a Tuesday or a Monday night.
After New Year's, right? Or New
Yeah.
Year's.
You guys were coming back and it happened that night, right? So they were walking around and Dustin, the principal, was saying, I want to open up on Friday.
Great.
And Paul Savigny goes, you've got to give me at least until they get the sampling down and stuff like that, until Monday. So he was going, then they were going down to the superintendent's office, and our Paul Savigny, who's our health agent.
I'm sorry, who's he? The health agent.
He's our health agent for the West Newbury, right? He was ready to fight and say, hey, I need until Monday. They walked in, and the superintendent had already decided that they were going to be closed until after February vacation.
Okay, I understand. So
With no consultation of us, of the gentleman who's the head of our buildings and grounds, or anyone else.
I know this is a completely separate meeting.
Can you use
But
a
it
microphone?
should be
I don't mean to be rude, but we get phone
I
calls.
know this is a separate meeting altogether, what I'm about to ask next, but I've had a lot of issues at the Page School, and my husband and I have gone to school committee meetings and, asked different questions about different administrators, different things. And it always comes down to, is he like a dictator? Like, does he answer to anybody?
The school committee.
Not really.
Let's not get. No, I don't think we should. We're not going to get into. No, Glenn, we're not getting into invective here now.
I'm just going to give her what
Okay,
you need to do is what you.
It seems as if he doesn't answer to anyone. And if that is the case, all I'm gonna say is, there's a lot of parents that have a problem with that, and I would just add, if we're looking for a new superintendent, then maybe this is the time to rewrite policies before we hire someone new.
Well, actually, that's what I was going to suggest to you. I wasn't going to, say anything bad or good or anything.
Yeah.
The superintendent,
We're not sure about that.
excuse me, the school, contact one of your school committee reps. They actually know better.
Okay.
And the school committee has less power than you think.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they have more power.
No, I know, I'm learning, yeah.
You know what I mean? So they'll tell you exactly.
And my only other question, because I was confused by what you said, just for clarification, because I know other people are gonna be watching this stuff. So, the new office was only built, what, like 3 years ago?
Yep.
Correct.
So if the health department had a concern about those tiles, they wouldn't have just built right over them, right? They would have taken.
No.
care of them.
It's the thing is when they tried to take up. See, they were all down fine,
Right,
and then you put new tiles on top of encapsulate them. Not a
it's
problem.
not a problem.
It's when the flooring guy got the new tiles up, he popped out one of the old ones, and we're talking about not the tiles, the adhesive on the back of the old tiles that were never a problem until we tried to get the new ones up and we popped up one of the old ones.
It wasn't.
The ones underneath
It's
the
the
house.
old ones. It's not the tiles, it's the
The
mastic,
adhesive.
and it potentially, and everything's
Right.
coming back,
So
not really.
So that's my second question that I didn't understand, and maybe the people at home don't understand either. You said that so far the tests are coming back fine, right?
All the air
Like
tests.
you did it on the third floor and the second
Yeah.
floor and the first
Quality
floor.
testing's
Yeah, and the air
The
quality is
asbestos
coming back.
actual areas,
Right, but then,
there's some minimal stuff.
yeah, and then at the end you
Let
said
me
that,
make clear, everything that's being tested is
Yeah.
a problem. It's
which
probably
is
the
great,
sheet-
because health's first.
It's probably as
safety
big as
first.
a sheet of plywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not-
It's not like the whole building's.
I wouldn't even say it was as big as a sheet of plywood.
Right.
But I mean, let's
So
go
you
on the higher. It's probably
Yeah.
affected area. arrogant, you know, you add them all little ones together because there's just a couple of different.
Smaller than this table,
Oh
yeah.
my, no, it's smaller than this piece of glass
Yeah.
right here.
And I think everyone's appreciated that you take safety first with the children, with the staff.
Well, we don't have a choice, do we?
Right, well.
And
I
we would
understand.
anyway.
But so then you said that, but that they could go back in the gym? I didn't understand that. So they can't go back in the rest of the building that's
No.
testing there, but they could go back in the gym?
Well, the gym, well, no. See, the gym and the cafeteria were not affected from the flood.
Right.
So we were letting the basketball and
Basketball,
all
yes,
those,
right.
hopefully to give some type of normalcy to the kids.
Right.
Because it didn't matter. But because of the destruction, and you wouldn't believe, honestly, you wouldn't believe what happened up there. So you can't use any other part of there. So when you find a little bit way on the other side of the building, there's regulations, you have to close the whole thing down.
Right. And
Because people can walk and track and, yeah.
Earlier, so we have to make sure it's all safe.
Yep.
So with the testing that's come back, and the company said that, you know, if they vacuum, everything is fine, they didn't find any traces in the gym.
Yeah.
And if they take even a bigger precaution and vacuum everything
Yeah.
with one of those
They have
vacuums,
yeah.
right?
And the
That-
gym's like a separate building, it has its own heat.
And HVAC, and- yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna make the recommendation, give it to the school committee, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And that it would be safe to hopefully, if this program is still in place, they can at least use it so not make
At
everybody's
least go
life
back
so
to
crazy.
using the gym.
So I wanna make this very clear from all three of us, because we've had this discussion. Okay, part of our process is, you know, making sure the building's safe,
Yeah.
making sure the construction goes and stuff like that. But another portion of the pie is to try to get it done quality as fast as we can to bring your lives back to normalcy. That is part of our decision making. We're not just going, okay, you know,
Okay,
it's
so
done, it's
that's
done.
a great question, Glenn, because I was gonna ask you. So you're managing the construction. So as far as from your experience, have you seen, you got enough manpower down there, you got,
Well,
Well,
this is an insurance.
okay?
The insurance company, we had a choice. We could do it all ourselves, hire our own people to come in and do it. To do that, we gotta go through a procurement process, which takes months.
Okay.
So,
A government contract, yeah.
You
we
got
let
to
the
be,
insurance company handle it. They're working on 20 schools.
Gotcha. So that's where we're at.
they have their
And they're
preferred
running all the
construction.
same problems in all
that
every
makes sense.
school.
Okay.
We've had 4 or 5, I'm actually surprised at how fast they came there to actually do it.
So based on what you see, I mean, I know you know the crystal ball, but you're supposed to give us just the experience. How much, if this comes back and you get the samples in there, and they're looking good, I mean, what are we looking at? You have another 2 weeks of construction, 3 weeks?
Well, first of all, like I said, we gotta get, once that abatement thing gets taken care of,
I know.
I would say we're on schedule, whatever we've been delayed.
If that abatement,
Which is what?
a week or two?
Yeah, we've been delayed, probably going on the 2nd week, so.
So if that, listen, sir, we
I'm
have.
not asking
just-
guys, it's just
No, I
really
understand.
put a 3-week schedule and just saying, this is what it's gonna be.
Look,
We
we had,
already answered that question.
I read, well, I'm not there.
You didn't hear that after we get the stuff back? we'll come up with-
Okay, and you're getting the stuff back when? When you get?
hopefully tomorrow, hopefully as soon
Yeah.
as possible. We want it, Gary gets a phone call from one of us every morning and afternoon. Where are the tests? What's going on? Have you talked to the insurance adjuster?
And I'm
I
talking
mean,
with all those individuals.
to give you an
involved
example,
several times a day, they're trying to get answers.
ServPro was called, okay? And they came in to do all the demolition and do all the testing and so forth and so on. They were ahead of schedule. They were on site that night or the next morning. It happened at like 1. The fire department was called like 1 o'clock in the morning. They were ahead of schedule, okay, bringing everything out.
Yeah.
And then we have to deal with the construction company.
Right.
And if you went up there, everything's up almost. We're probably not going to have that boys' bathroom. Because we said, work with the school and say, hey, that boys' bathroom was demolished, you know, that's where it was ground zero.
Right.
So, but we want the kids in. So that floor, I mean, we've done this, you know, to your schedule.
Sure.
Hey, let's get everything done. We'll do the boys' bathroom maybe in April vacation or something like that, but we want the kids back in there. And so that girls' bathroom on that floor, I don't know if you're familiar with it, that girls' bathroom, then each kindergarten class has a bathroom, and then there's another bathroom that the staff uses down there on the left-hand side. I mean, this is how much we've planned this, okay, to get these kids in there. And then we said, okay, the boys could use that. We checked with the building inspector, the plumbing person, we checked with our health department to make sure that would be okay. On a short-term basis, that is okay. So we had a schedule in place that we were going to do it. And then you have a lead time for the teachers, too.
The day we had to tell them to leave, the drywall was there doing some other work.
The plumber was there.
The plumber was there doing his work. The grid for the ceiling was 90% done. The ceiling was going up.
See, look,
So like the emails we had, we did.
there's the construction plan that we had in place. And he came back with that, and that was the plan, and that was the schedule. That's what we asked for of that Thursday meeting. We had that Thursday meeting I was telling you about, when they said, made a decision, the justice said, take those tiles up. If we all had forethought, we wouldn't have listened to them, right? We would have said, no, just clean them and wax them, right? We'll deal with the scratches and stuff. If we knew, but we don't know, right?
That's what we would have done if we had.
Yeah, you don't know those things. And the adjuster's like, he was like a drunken sailor. Oh yeah, we went on new, we're all going terrific.
Yeah.
Like
And so I think that's some of the confusion
like
too,
the other
because,
room that has a little bit in it.
Yeah.
Like if we had school open, I said, well, we're gonna just close the door and let anybody in.
right.
It's that minor of a thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to deal with it in the proper way.
But so I think that's a lot of confusion. I don't know about just how you feel about it. I know as a parent, I felt like I was getting emails like you, exactly like you said, it was running good. Everything looked on schedule for February vacation. They brought painters in. So then it was kind of like, well, how did they find asbestos after they
That's
already had the
because
walls
of
back up and the
The
painters
floor
in
thing came on one
that
of our
floor thing
halfway
came.
through meetings.
and kind of threw
Oh,
everything
we'll
off.
throw that in for you, no problem.
And one thing,
If we just waxed the floor, it would have been so much easier.
and one thing too is that we've learned, we've been educated on that building, that you always say that old unhealthy building, but the director from the health guy, he's going, oh, no, old buildings are the best.
Oh,
Because they don't, the old plaster and the bricks and stuff, they don't, mold can't grow.
Mold grow on that.
Mold can't grow, so all the old stuff, it's the stuff that we brought in new, all the new sheetrock for that. But it was minimal. And then during all of that, when you go up there, you could see all the rooms that were taken down and all the sheetrock were taken down. How much did you say? 200, you know how much, 200 sheets of,
Well, they,
probably more than that. No mold was found.
They had to use a whole lift of sheetrock to replace the stuff. And
No,
the
so
mold was 2 pieces this big. When they got wet, it wet up again. So they cut 2 feet all around, just about every room on the bottom.
Just to make sure that, so imagine all the stuff that we did up there, and outside a boys' bathroom, where they probably splashed and water was behind a cove like that, so they took the cove off, right? And we found a small piece there.
Since then, sheetrock's been taken out, it's all new stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's all done.
It's gone, it's all gone.
So it was on, we were gonna go back after February vacation until
Well, no.
now.
We were gonna give the building back to the superintendent and the
Okay.
school district,
Right, and see, and
and
it was there.
we have no control over that,
No, 2 days.
right? You guys happy? I didn't mean to, I wasn't being rude to you earlier.
No,
but I
I
just
wasn't
didn't-
trying to be rude either. Just-
No, it was just like-
You asked great questions,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was just like these meetings can go out of hand, you know, so it's like, let's conduct our meeting, because we're here and that, and then we're here all night if you want, it doesn't matter.
I know, it sounds like we closed it because of the asbestos, and like we hadn't done anything up until that point, we were 70% down to the building.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly
Well,
right.
you know,
It was,
it's just community,
it was poor
not just your
communication.
life, school, and, you know.
But it's hard too, when we're relying on other people, and then they have tests, and there's certain things you have to follow, and so people wanna know, then all of a sudden it's like, oh my word, I can't believe those selectmen are letting my kids be in a building full of asbestos, but that wasn't the case.
Right.
We know more about that, but there are gonna be some recommendations going back, that we found, that we're gonna,
By the building, concerning the building.
about occupying that building, you know what I mean, to make it a cleaner building. A little bit more cleanliness on the school department's portion, and not so many rugs, not so many bean bags, not so many, the health people, there's gonna be a litany and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
that these rooms are inundated with stuff.
Right.
You know, this would be fire rated, which a lot of some of it is.
You know, they're bringing home
No,
beanbags they
teachers
got
and
at
parents, they bring stuff in,
Walmart.
nobody thinks nothing
Yeah.
of it.
And it's just all filled with stuff and rugs that aren't properly,
Sanitized.
yeah, he actually said that, they have to be done like 4 times a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Yep, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming
So
in.
this is Monday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You have a date?
No, I just want to.
This is Monday,
Yeah.
right? Because this will be disseminated to around 100 people around.
This is what? I'm sorry?
You guys are going to tell around 100 people, so it's important, you know, that we don't rush you guys. So on this Friday, you're going to have hopefully a major update. Hopefully, because
From
everything.
you or from?
No, from us.
From
We're gonna
us.
Start sending them out every Friday. Look at our webpage on.
Look at
Friday.
our
Hopefully
website.
there's not too many Fridays left here, right?
Say it again?
I said, hopefully there's not too many Fridays left to get this done, right?
Right.
That's what we hope. We don't want any more than we have to either.
Yeah.
No,
So
we
it'll be an update
understand.
from you on Friday.
Correct. And going forward. And then if we find any pertinent information, we would send that out.
But it's like a 2-step process. So once you approve it, then the school committee, the superintendent has to approve it.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So you give
I'd
it
say
your okay,
correct.
and
Correct.
then they do.
They
Okay.
can decide. They might say, okay, the building, and we're going to be working with them. We're going
Yeah.
to say, hey, listen, we're going to work with them to try to get the kids here. We're not going to just say, okay, it's done. Here is the building. Hopefully, we're going to work with them and say, hey, that side of the building's done. You can start moving people in, or you can start doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to work with them as best we possibly can.
That's our plan all, and work with the school and make sure everything goes smoothly.
But as soon as that building's done, they're going to need some time. I mean, what do they have, like 4 days to move? So there is some time after the building's done to get the classrooms back
Right, ready.
Right.
Yeah.
ready on their behalf. So
Right. The teachers need to get resettled.
yep.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of books that were
Yeah.
ruined that they can't bring back in because they were wet, and you can't
Right.
bring those things back in.
Right.
Yeah, they got like 5 containers out front with all the stuff they took out. It's gonna take them some time to sort through all that to get it back.
You know, those big
Yeah.
containers.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You get to stay up late tonight, right? No TV though. We gotta go to a meeting.
Pretty boring, yeah.
You know what?
Okay.
Can we make a motion to adjourn?
Are we done?
I think so.
Gary, you good?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No, that particular item.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.